It's Ain't No Lazy Gold coming to you with decor crafting advice from a master woodworker. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk about why I craft the things I craft and why I craft more of others and less of some and none of some and all that fun stuff. So I've been in the trade since I was a little kid. My dad put me to work in his cabinet shop at 9 years old, and I've spent the better part of the last 40 years crafting my skills. I build furniture, I build structures, I've designed tiny homes, I do chromatic insanity, is what I call my art. It is a very wild and crazy form of color insanity. But today we're going to talk about decor. Now, I make hundreds of thousands of gold a week on decor, and the way I do it is I go about it in a very realistic manner. I try and decide what will make good decor and what will just be fluff on the auction house. And I do try to craft one of each item, but there are items that I craft multiples of. Because the more you have on the auction house of individuals, the more sales and the quicker you'll get them. So, anyways, I'm going to go through right now and I'm going to show you I have all of my professions maxed up to War Within level so that I can craft every decor item in the game, and I'll show you those as I talk. So, what I tend to do is go through and pick certain items. I farm about 1,000 pieces of lumber at a time from different expansions, usually about 300 per expansion. And then once I have my 1,000 or so pieces of lumber, I'll go in and craft. So we're going to start out on the rock. He is my alchemist and inscriptionist. So we'll pull up his stuff here real quick and we'll craft a few things. I have ironwood, alembra, and felled lumber, whatever the broken isle stuff is. Fell touch lumber, sorry. So we're going to look at these items and I'm going to tell you why I do them and why I don't. So this one here is one that I sell fairly often. It is a beautiful fountain. It takes 50 fell touch lumber, but that's about 10 minutes of farming. So it's all good. Now, this bad boy ain't going to be cheap, but they sell fast and they sell for a good amount. 12,500 right now, which will go up in a couple of days when midnight drops. But we're going to queue that bad boy. And as I do that, I'm going to explain real quick what I do here to craft. So anyways, we go into the regular WoW UI. If you have TSM installed, you can come up to this little button here, click on TSM, pulls up everything you can make. So what we want to do is we're going to make this Arcan door cutting fountain. So we'll queue that. Now we'll take a look at the scrying pool. Sorry. So the scrying pool is another one that I sell quite frequently. So I'm actually going to make two of them bad boys, unless I still have one up. Nope. So we're going to queue that and we're going to make two of them. Now we'll take a look at our next section here, which is going to be ironwood lumber. So we've got the apothecary's work table, which is real cool. I consider it probably something that will sell fairly fast because it is unique. But if you take a look at it on a woodworking designer sense, this style will fit in very few decor environments. So it is going to be more limited than, say, something like a fountain or a table or a shelf. But we're going to make one of them because I don't have any of them on the auction house right now, and it's going for 48,000. We're going to look at the stoppered black cauldron. So now this is something that can go damn near any house, kitchen, bar, laboratory, anywhere. So we're going to make some of them. So we will queue that. And if you see, that's 10 pieces of lumber. That's about 10 minutes of farming, if that. So we're going to queue that and we're going to make 5 of them bad boys. So now we can go to Outland because the other lumber I have is Alembra lumber. So we'll look at the glazed Sindori vial. And that is cool as hell. That can go anywhere. Chill lounge, bar, anything like that. So we're going to queue that. And I'm going to make 3 of them. And we'll take a look at the Shadow Council torch. Now, I have none of these up, so I'm going to make some of these too. So I'm going to queue that bad boy. And we will make 2 of those. And I might have this a little bit too full right now to work right, but I'm going to show you why I use this in a second. Now, strangle kelp sack. Awesome item. I sell tons of them. This is something that can go in any kitchen, any laboratory, any yard, really lots of different areas. And it only takes 8 lumber, a couple of minutes of farming. So we're going to cue that, and I'm going to make 5 of those. Now we've got the different items I'm going to show you. And I know I didn't go over all of them, but depending on how much lumber I have left after this crafting section, I will bring you back and I will show you some other stuff. So yeah, in a second, I'm going to show you inscription. Sorry. So now we go to gathering, open task list. And that pulls this bad boy right here up. So we can close that out now. We open that up. We'll close the cooldowns. We'll close the expired auctions. But here we have a list of everything we need to make those bad boy decor items. So we'll pull up our Brutosaur. We'll go in here to the auction house. And all you got to do now is go to TSM, browse. And if you'll see now, we have a button that says scan all. So I have about 40,000. Hopefully that'll be enough on this guy. If not, I'll pull some more. But you see the big boy is that Arcanite bar. So we'll get him out the way. We click on the item, we press buy out, pulls it up. That ain't bad. We can deal with that. And it goes right to the next one. Go through, you buy all your items. Come on now. And it will make sure. Now, I don't care. I will buy all of my thread, all of my crap like that on the auction house because it's just quicker and easier. I know it ain't as cheap, but sometimes you actually will get it cheaper on the auction house than you get it from a vendor. So I am completely cool with spending a little extra silver because I am making a hell of a lot of profit on this. So 26,000 Black Lotus. Ooh, that's going to hurt, but that's okay. And we'll buy the rest of our stuff. Now, as you can see, I've already spent 48,000. So I'm thinking for this crafting session today, just today's farming and crafting for the day, I'm going to spend about 100,000 gold, but I'm going to make a hell of a lot more than that. So I usually get about 1,000,000 gold worth of items out of my farming session, which like I said is about 1,000 items at a time. So now we've got all our stuff bought. Now what do we do with this here cool TSM thingamajiggy? We come into here, pull up our alchemy, go into crafting, bada boom, bada bing. Everything we need to craft is already there. So we just click on that bad boy. Oh, gotta open the mail first, dummy. Open mail. All that mail. Look at all that money. Lots and lots of money spent. That's okay. So now we'll go in and we'll craft all this bad boy items. Now I hope you like my stuff. I hope it's informative. I didn't give you a whole lot of facts on what is craftable and what is not. You kind of got to go by your eye. What would you want in your house? What do you think is cool looking? A brill coffin is awesome, but not as many people are going to want a brill coffin in their house, so it is a smaller market. You don't need a lot of brill coffins in your house, so there goes another smaller market. But if you craft things like Shadow Council Torch, people are going to probably want to put at least 2 or 3 or more in their crazy looking rooms. So that is a safe bet to go ahead and craft. Lights, clutter, books, any of that kind of stuff is awesome stuff to craft. So now we'll go into inscription and we'll craft up the rest of my stuff. Usually I bounce from each time I do 1,000 lumber crafting session, I will go through and I will, oh no, I hope I don't need the table for this. I will go through and I will do just a couple of professions worth of crafting and craft every item that that profession makes in that class. So anyways, we'll look at some more items and I'll do a little more bullshitting and then we'll wrap this up because I know it's kind of long and y'all probably are not even listening at this point. If you are, hell yeah. Keep an eye out. I got 100,000 gold giveaway coming up that I'm announcing on Thursday of this week. The day that midnight drops will be the day that y'all can enter. So that'll be cool. Hopefully here when I hit 10 million gold in a few weeks, I will be doing a huge giveaway, which I will announce a little bit in the teaser tomorrow, but we'll get to that later. So now back to the decor. Covered square Samaritan table. Now, I have none of these. I have two of these left, so I ain't going to craft none of those, but that is a cool item. You're going to put a few of them in your house if you're going for that elven look, so that is definitely something to craft. Delaran display shelves. I have one left. That looks like that. Beautiful display shelf. So I would craft that one. Nightborn jeweler's table. Now, this bad boy is probably going to be a little expensive. Not too bad, but it is definitely worth crafting. And I have one of those up, so I ain't going to craft it. Suramar dresser is another cool item. So these are all things that most people doing an elven theme are going to want in their house. Now, Suramar storage crate is a great item because most people are going to jumble a few crates into their area. We got the Tauren storage chest. I craft one at a time of this, but I don't really mess with that because not as many people are going for that look. But we'll close Legion and we'll go into what we are going to craft today. So we'll go back to Outland and we go to Aldor bookcase. Now that bad boy is not on my auction house and it's going for 9,000 gold and it looks like that. Now that is a cool bookcase, but it is not going to fit as many decor styles as a standard plain bookcase. So I'm going to make one of them because I don't have one on the auction house, but it is not something I would craft multiples of. So we're going to queue that bad boy. Crystal signpost. I don't have any more of those up, which means I sold my stock. Now that will go good in libraries, alchemy labs, dens, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to craft two of them bad boys. So we'll put that in there. We'll craft two. We'll go into the Gilded Draenei round table. Now this is a cool item. It'll fit in a lot of different environments if you're going for that elven-y, kind of whimsical type of theme. So I don't have any of those on the auction house. So I'm going to craft me one of them. We'll go to the Halalu bench, and I don't have none of them. Now this is cool, but it's probably not going to be the fastest seller because if you look at it, it's not as visually appealing unless you're going to add this to the top of a piano or something like that. But I ain't got one on the auction house, so I'm going to craft one of them. Like I say, I try to have one of everything on the auction house at all times, but there are some items, like I'm pointing out, that I will do more of. Now, the Talon King's Totem. Cool item. Not many people are going to deal with it. I ain't even going to make it because I'm running low on lumber. Well, it takes 10 lumber. We'll queue one. Now, we got a little bit left. I got ironwood lumber, so we're going to go in here. Now, this bookcase will fit more environments, but it's a slanted bookcase, so you can't really put a bunch of them next to each other and have it look cool. But ain't got one on the auction house, so that means it's going in the queue. Thunder Bluff Totem. Now, I sell some of these sometimes, but I ain't even going to mess with it because it's 30 lumber and it ain't worth it. Wooden Iron Forge table. That's a cool dining table. I really like it. I think a lot of people will too. So we're going to craft one of those, but that's it. Just one of them. So we'll queue that bad boy. Brill coffin. Everybody loves them a Brill coffin. It ain't worth much right now, but that is cool. So it takes 25 lumber, but it's still worth crafting. Now I might have bitten off more than I can chew here, so I'm just going to do one of them. Brill coffin lid. If we look again, that's pretty cool. Now this bad boy can go up against a wall. It can be used as a table. It can be used as a kind of cool windowy looking thing. So we're gonna make two of them. Cue that bad boy up and we'll make two of them. Now that's it for now. I've got everything else I'm gonna do for Legion already up, so I will do some more of that on another character. But we're gonna close this down. We're gonna jump on the Brutisor again. Gonna go into this bad boy right here. Gonna scan all. And if you put too much on your list, sometimes TSM will get pissed at you and it will not work right. But that's quite a bit of items and it's doing fine, so we're gonna go with it. Alright, so I bought all of my crafting materials for the inscription decor that we just loaded up. So I'm gonna empty the mailbox and we are sitting at approximately 60,000 gold for this here decor crafting session. And in a minute, I will give you a total of what we make. But for now, let's go ahead and I'm going to go through and craft this stuff real quick. So we'll pull back up our crafting stuff, go and do inscription. We got all our goodies. So I'm going to start off with the crystal signpost because I'm not sure if I exactly have as much lumber as I need. So I'm going to leave off a couple of them till the end. But I think we're doing okay. Lumber, yeah. So we're doing all right there. Got a bunch of that. Do that one. And I'm going to leave the Talon King's thingamajiggy for last, just in case I don't have enough lumber, but it looks like I do. So we're going to make up all that, and we'll make up the Talon King's totem. And now we've got everything in there. Now, what I will do is, this is what we got. I am going to real quick send it over to my Decor salesman, and I will give you a total of what this all is worth. But for 60,000 gold and a couple hours of farming, about 3 hours to farm 1,000 pieces of lumber roughly, we end up with quite a few things. Not as much as I'd like, but quite a few things. Anyways, I'll be right back with that total. Alright, so I have pulled all of the items out of my Warbound bank, and it looks like we got a total of 299,000 gold for the items that I crafted today, which are these right here. Now, it ain't a lot. Usually I will do more, and I will do bigger ticket items, but inscription and alchemy are fairly inexpensive on most of the items. So this is what we got today: 299,000 for 60,000 gold investment and about 750 pieces of lumber. Now what I'll do is, real quick, since I got you all here, I will show you what I usually keep up, how much I keep up. So we'll pull all that, and my mailbox is absolutely pitiful for midweek. I am doing terrible. I don't know what I'm going to end up at, but I ain't going to hit that million gold mark. I can guarantee that. But it's all good. I've hit it almost 3 weeks in a row, so we'll see where we're at. Now, if y'all notice, there are several of some of these items, but I messed up a couple times on these Dwarven District banners. I made a bunch of them on accident, so I got a bunch. I normally don't post that many, but I've been lazy recently, and I just haven't been messing with posting them properly. I just post it all. But if you look, we've got 1.4 million gold in the Decor crafted salesman's bags, and this is just for the last 3 days of crafting. So I tend to try and do a few million gold worth of crafted decor a week, and that gets me pulling quite a bit of gold, hundreds of thousands of gold a week. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video because it's long as hell. I hope some of y'all got something out of this. I know it's not going to be a big viewer video, but it is crafting decor advice from a master woodworker. Now, I spent this entire 20 minutes talking out my ass and being an idiot, giving y'all my opinion. My main thing, if you're still watching, is just think about what you want in your house and craft those items. And that's about it. Make some gold, have some fun, play the game, and sell some shit. This ain't no less gold, saying adios.